Have you ever stumbled upon something that wasn't meant to be found? Something that was left behind, but for a reason? I thought I had a normal day ahead, but as soon as I opened that journal, everything changed. The whispers, the shadows, the feeling that something was waiting. I had no idea what I was about to uncover. It was one of those days when I just needed to escape. You know the feeling? The kind that drags you away from everything familiar. I ended up in this old, forgotten park, overgrown, neglected, like nobody had walked through it for years. The moment I stepped in, I felt like I was being watched. Drawing out Spence, it was almost like the park itself had a history that it didn't want to share. A past that was better left untouched. I wandered deeper, drawn by the eerie silence, the kind of silence you only find in places that have been forgotten. And then, I saw it. A shed. It wasn't much, just an old shack, half hidden by thick brush, but there was something about it, something that seemed alive. I couldn't explain it, but I had to go closer. It was like the shed itself was calling me. I hesitated at first. My instincts screamed to turn around, but curiosity got the better of me. I pushed open the door, and as it creaked, I stepped inside. The air was thick, heavy with the scent of old wood and damp decay. I could feel the weight of time pressing in, suffocating me with every breath I took. Inside was worse than I could have imagined. Dust covered everything, broken tools, scattered papers, rusty cans. But then, under a pile of old, rotting debris, I saw it. A leather-bound journal. It looked out of place. There was no reason for it to be there, hidden in this forgotten shack. But as soon as I touched it, something felt wrong. It was like I wasn't supposed to find it. I slowly opened the journal, my fingers brushing over the ancient pages. They were fragile, brittle, like the book itself was on the verge of falling apart. I couldn't help but read the first words that caught my eye. If you find this, it's already too late. I don't know why, but I couldn't stop reading. The handwriting was erratic, frantic. Whoever wrote this wasn't writing for anyone. They were trying to send a message, one last desperate warning. The more I read, the more it felt like a confession about something dark, something dangerous. The entries didn't make sense at first. They spoke of shadows, things that followed the writer, things that lurked in the dark, waiting for the right moment to strike. There were strange references to the Watchers, something that would always be near, just out of sight. The writer begged for help, for someone to believe them, but it was clear no one had. They were alone. The night I opened that journal was the last time I felt safe. At first it was subtle, just odd occurrences. Doors I swore I had locked were suddenly open. The lights would flicker in the middle of the night, even when no one was near the switches. And then, there were the whispers. At first I thought it was my imagination, but then I'd hear it clearly. A whisper, barely audible but unmistakable, calling my name. It wasn't just once, it kept happening. Each night the whispers would grow louder, more insistent. I thought I was losing my mind, but I knew deep down that I wasn't alone anymore. I thought about getting rid of it, throwing it out, burning it, but I couldn't. Something about the journal, it had a hold on me. Every time I tried to push it away, I felt this pull, a force that wouldn't let me go. I couldn't stop reading it. I had to know more. I had to understand what was happening. The pages grew more cryptic with each turn. The writer spoke of the Watchers, how they never left, how they were always near. But the worst part, the part that haunted me the most, they'll follow you wherever you go. Once they know your name, they never stop.